afternoon. Today is Monday, August 23rd, 2021. It's 5:01 p.m. We're here for the regular trustee meeting. If you can join us for a Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have an agenda before us. Are there any additions or modifications?
Yes, sir. If we could add under fire department business, the acceptance of a donation and authorization for 2 proclamations, please.
Any other additions or changes?
Yes, board, I have 2 under road department, before bi-weekly purchase request to repair TS 100 tractor and add an executive session after trustee reports, for Ohio Revised Code 121.22G3.
Anything else? Or do
Do we need
motion?
to strike the Surfside presentation
Oh, yeah.
until,
Yeah, we'll move
okay.
that one. We can remove Ohio Task Force or something.
Okay,
it'll be rescheduled?
that's fine. Thank you. Any other changes or additions? If not, do we have a motion to accept?
I move to approve the agenda for the August 23rd, 2021 meeting as amended.
Second.
Trustee Wallace?
Yes.
Trustee Dean?
Yes.
Trustee Kretz?
Yes.
I make a motion to approve the general ledger report in the amount of $376,351.87 for the 8/11/21 payroll.
Second.
Trustee Dean?
Yes.
Trustee Wallace?
Yes.
Trustee Kretz?
Yes.
I move to accept the payment listing reports in the amount of $365,456.09 for warrants through August 19th, 2021.
Second.
Trustee Wallace?
Yes.
Trustee Dean?
Yes.
Trustee Kretz?
Yes. And we have minutes from the August 9th, 2021 regular trustee meeting. Any changes? If not, we
I
have a
had none.
motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from the August 9th, 2021 regular trustee meeting.
Second.
Trustee Dean?
Yes.
Trustee Wallace?
Yes.
Trustee Kretz?
Yes. And at this time, we're going to keep charging away until our special guests arrive. So we've got, is there any citizens desiring to speak? If so, we ask you to step up to the podium now, give us your name and address. Seeing none, we will move to one of our pre-scheduled speakers, Jerry from BSA Haunted Classic. If you want to go ahead and speak, we'll have you step in.
Yeah,
now.
we're waiting on family.
Oh, okay, great. Hello again. Ready for the 13th annual Haunted Classic. You know, last year was COVID, and we were one of the few clubs that actually pulled off, under COVID restrictions, a successful Haunted Classic tournament. And this year, our registrations are ahead of 2017, which was our biggest year. So we could easily hit 600 teams this year, and we're going back to a normal format, not like what we went through last year. So all the championship games that we played at Ankeny, and it'll be back to normal for us. And our registration for players in the club itself is up. We seem to be doing real well, and we're still producing excellent soccer players. Our training is excellent. I really believe the club does nothing but excellent stuff, and our tournaments are well run. And I mean, looking really forward to this 2021 Haunted Classic. I think we're going to have a good year. So,
We're glad to see you made it through last year.
yeah, it was no fun. It was no fun at all. We were going crazy, but we did it. We did it. So
Very good.
pulled it off.
Is there any questions from the board? If not, do we have a motion to?
I move to waive the regular tent permit fees for the Haunted Soccer Tournament sponsored by the Beavercreek Soccer Association for 2021.
Second.
Thank you.
Trustee Wallace?
Yes.
Trustee Dean?
Yes.
Trustee Kretz?
Yes.
All right.
Thank
You very
Good luck.
much. Thank you.
Just keep going until family arrives.
Okay. All right. So at this time, no old business, no new business. We had Greene County Sheriff's Office report.
Thank you, Board. On page 14 of your packet is the biweekly activity report for the Sheriff's Office, followed by the monthly report on page 37. Are there any questions?
I had no questions.
Steve?
I had none either.
No, I had not. Is there any points of awareness that Sergeant Moore wanted to pass along?
We're working on several projects. One is we're looking at staffing and budget for 2022 for the substation. And we're going to be setting up several meetings with the command staff and Sergeant Moore, as well as a meeting with our new ACE Task Force Director.
Move on to HR.
Thank you, Board. On page 48 is the biweekly report for HR. Are there any questions?
I had none.
I had none.
I had none.
Thank you, Board.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
You want to take a 5-minute break and then be ready? Or you're
I think we're ready.
okay.
Is this everybody?
Everybody
Okay.
ready?
We'll just jump right in if that's all right with the
Sure,
board.
Chief. Take the lead.
Well, thank you for your time tonight, Board. I'm going to try not to mangle this too badly, but with the changes that we've had in the hiring process lately, which are excellent for us, and we appreciate the fact that you've given us that latitude. The speech has changed, but the writing on the page didn't, so I'm going to try and get it to work correctly and hopefully have it better for next time. So this evening, it is my honor to introduce our newest probationary firefighter. He's a member who is demonstrating the knowledge and skills that exemplify the professionalism and pride of the Beavercreek Township Fire Department and our commitment to the citizens of Beavercreek. The position of firefighter is one rich in tradition, pride, and honor, not only in the fire service, but society as a whole. The firefighter is a role model and the person others turn to in a time of crisis. Here in Beavercreek Township Fire Department, we expect our firefighters to be among the best trained and highly proficient professionals serving the members of our community with integrity, pride, and compassion. Our firefighters are most often the first impression we make as an organization. Therefore, we do not take lightly the responsibility we hold with a 25 to 30-year commitment to the community, fire department, or individual hired as a career firefighter. Tonight, I'm introducing you to Alex Wendt, who was hired to the position of full-time firefighter. Firefighter Alex Wendt was born and raised in Springfield, Ohio. He started his fire service career first as a volunteer and later as a part-time firefighter EMT at Miami Township, Greene County. He later moved to Cleveland, Ohio with his wife Caitlin and began working part-time for the North Randall Fire Department and finished his bachelor's degree in political science, summa cum laude, at Cleveland State University. Alex and his wife returned to Springfield and he continued working part-time for Miami Township Fire Rescue. He also held a consulting job until he was appointed to a full-time position with Miami Township as a level 2 firefighter paramedic, and he's also certified as a fire inspector. Alex and his wife Caitlin have made their home on the north side of Springfield and live with their almost 2-year-old daughter Cecilia and their dog, a Bernie Doodle named Barry. Alex enjoys running and biking when not at work. He and his wife enjoy hiking, traveling off the beaten path, spending time with their daughter and family, and supporting local businesses and eateries whenever they can. Firefighter Alex Wendt, your family may now join you for the pinning of your badge and acceptance of your helmet and shield. And actually, I skipped the oath. We probably should do the oath first. So if we could do that, please. Make a note for next time. You'll meet over in front of the flag.
State your name. Alex Wendt. Being duly sworn, say that I will support the Constitution. Being duly sworn, that I will support the Constitution. Of the United States. Of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of Ohio. And the Constitution of the State of Ohio. And I will faithfully discharge. And I will faithfully discharge. The duties of career firefighter. The duties of career firefighter. Of the Beavercreek Township Fire Department. Of the Beavercreek Township Fire Department. Greene County, Ohio. Greene County, Ohio. Thank you very much.
And then, board, would you like to do a few quick photos with him before
Sure.
he goes
We can do
upstairs?
that.
If that'd be all right?
What's her name? Cecilia. Cecilia. Hi. She was watching me before, so I want to make sure. That's good. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you very much.
And with that, if it's all right with the board, I'd like to excuse them to go upstairs and have some social time.
Absolutely. Thank you, congratulations. Thank you to your family and for being part of our family. Thank you very much. Good luck to you, be safe.
Thank you for being here.
Our pleasure. The rest of them would have loved to have been here as well, but they are out.
Congratulations.
Protecting the community right now. A lot of calls today.
Thanks, Chief. We'll continue on.
Thank you, board. I'll turn it over to Fire Marshal Grogan.
Sorry, got to get notes, camera together, everything like that. So we've got two things for you. As you're aware, we currently have a vacancy in the zoning commission for an alternate member. You have an application packet in front of you for a Mr. Foster Reeve. He served on the planning commission with, I think it's Buellton, California for 10 years, and he was a chair for 3 of those. He's currently employed, by KBR, which is a efficiency and safety company for the government and industry out there. We've met with Mr. Reef, and we think he'll be a fine addition to the zoning commission. We're going to recommend you approve him as an alternate. His service term will be from September 1st of this year to September 1st of 2026. And you have a resolution in front of you and his application.
You can pass it as presented.
As presented, yeah.
I make a motion for resolution number 202-10823-CDR-A, adoption date today, August 23rd, 2021, to appoint Foster Reef to alternative board member on the zoning commission as prepared.
Second.
Trustee Wallace,
Yes.
Trustee Dean,
Yes.
Trustee Crutz.
Yes.
Thank you, board. The other item we have is just more of a information. So at the August meeting, zoning commission voted to change their regular meeting from a 7:30 time to a 6 p.m. time. So after a long discussion, and obviously, as you know, it kind of fits better with a lot of people's schedule. Ms. Frick advised us to go and bring it in front of the trustees for information. And as with always, we'll make sure that that's published appropriately in any of the zoning commission notices. And we'll post it online too, that the time is changing now prior to the next zoning commission meeting.
That's a permanent change.
Yeah, from 7:36. So those are 2 pieces of information. If you have any other questions for the biweekly.
I do have a question on this procedure. With this alternative person on the board, we'll have a full implement of people coming to the meetings
Yes.
on a regular basis
Yes,
and
ma'am.
not having
Mhm.
a lot of blanks.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yep. This is to ensure that.
good.
Any other questions relative to the bi-weekly or anything else? Community development and risk.
I had nothing additional.
Any major points of awareness coming up that we need to?
No, sir. I think you have a couple comments on your on your report for commission, RPCC, so I don't have anything further. And if you don't care, I'm going to step upstairs and get a few pictures of the entertainment up there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Board. Next item's on page 66 of your packet. It's the biweekly report for IT. Are there any questions?
I had no questions for IT.
No questions.
Thank you, Board. Next item is the handout and addition that I added in the beginning of the meeting. The handout is a budget justification with the, related to the purchase request for the repair of a TS-100 tractor. Mr. Parks here is on Teams here to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Parks?
I had no questions on this tractor purchase, but I did want to comment, Mr. Parks, that I thank your staff for the weeding being done around this building, and the fencing around looks really nice up, and it's done, it looks like, so it looked really nice coming in here today.
Well, thank you. I'll pass that on to the staff.
Mr. Parks, on the repair of the tractor, is there any warranty that comes with that?
The warranty on the remanufactured hydraulic pump is 12 months, parting and labor.
Good, thank you. Any other questions for Mr. Parks? If not, do we have a motion?
There's a motion on your handout.
I make a motion to approve purchase request 20210823-road-A. Request to Steink tractor for repair of TS-100 tractor in the amount not to exceed $15,000, and to authorize the township administrator to sign for the board.
Second.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
Trustee Wallace.
Yes.
Trustee Kretz.
Yes.
Thank you, Board. Next item's on page
Thank you,
68.
Mr. Parks.
Is the biweekly report. Are there any questions on the biweekly?
I had no questions on the report. Anybody else have a question on the
No.
report?
No, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Board.
I did have one question, and it was raised to me, and I'm trying to get the address here real quick. And it was raised from a standpoint of, and I don't know if this address is actually, I believe it's in the township, but I'm trying to verify that it's in the township. Give me 1 second, if possible. There is a property on Swigert Road. There's actually 2 properties that are conjoined by a common driveway that goes across the property line. Property is 3295 Swigert Road. And it appears that the complaint that was made to me was that they are storing multiple RVs on the site. And yet another property owner was not permitted to store RVs on his site. And to the point where there were 8 to 10 RVs supposedly lining up to back up into the property. So I don't know if it's a roads issue. I know part of that is one side's the city, one side's the township, and Bellbrook is real close, but.
We'll confirm the address to see what the location is.
Yeah,
and
3295 Swigert Road.
Um,
So,
the other is what it's zoned.
yeah, so, and again, it was one of those things that was brought to my attention. There were a number of residents that were against an RV storage going across or almost adjoining to this property, and then, so that's why I was asked. I didn't know if it was they were really more concerned about the road issue as far as the road being blocked and having RVs moving in and out of it, so. Okay.
All right, we'll follow up. Thank you, Board. Next item is on page 69 of your packet, and this is a purchase request for tap fees from Greene County for Station 65. I'll turn it over to the chief.
the county is asking for their money. So I did itemize those based off the information Chief Heister provided. It includes the general water, it includes the fire protection water, sewer, and then the miscellaneous fees that go along with it. So that is one of the last pieces for getting the station up and running, which we'd like to do this weekend.
I personally find it annoying that they charge us that much.
I do
frankly.
too.
So do I, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
I can't.
I concur.
And this just
It is
is
crazy.
turning it on.
We're
Tapping
using,
into
tap
line.
fees.
we're
It's
using
not-
taxpayer dollars, essentially we're using taxpayer dollars to pay for infrastructure that taxpayer dollars pay for.
That's correct. And we did all of the work. The contractors that we paid actually performed all of those functions, correct? So, yeah, the work was done and paid for by taxpayer dollars, and the privilege to do so is being paid for with taxpayer dollars.
Right, okay. That's a different fight.
Yes, for now, we'd just like to move forward.
Turn the water on.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve purchase request 21 Fire-1023 to Greene County Sanitary Engineering for Station 65 water and sewer fees in the amount of $63,740 and to authorize the township administrator to sign for the board.
Second.
Trustee Wallace,
Yes.
Trustee Dean,
Yes.
Trustee Kretz.
Yes.
Thank you, board.
Thank you, Board. Next item is a resolution accepting a donation of a flag and flagpole. I'll let the chief explain.
I was informed today, we did a chief's tour of the station, looking to just kind of see the status of it. And I was told that Mr. Kretz has graciously donated the flagpole and flag for the new station. So I want to thank you very much for that, and we'd like to formally accept that as our normal practice.
So we'll read the resolution into the record.
Would you like to read it?
A resolution accepting the donation of flag and flagpole. Whereas Ohio Revised Code 505.10A allows the Board of Township Trustees to accept on behalf of the township the donation of any real or personal property for any township use. And whereas Mr. Tom Kretz wishes to donate a flag and flagpole for Fire Station Number 5 with a value of $2,500 to the fire department. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Township Trustees graciously accepts the donated items and thank Mr. Kretz on behalf of the township. And further be it resolved that the donated item be added to the township inventory in accordance with township policy and practice. And further be it resolved that all formal actions of the Board of Trustees concerning and relating to the adoption of this resolution are being adopted at a duly called and authorized open meeting of the Board of Trustees on the date set forth, such meeting being duly called pursuant to and in compliance with all legal requirements, including section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Second.
Trustee Wallace,
Yes.
Trustee Dean,
Yes.
Trustee Kretz.
Abstain.
Thank you very much, sir. We look forward to hoisting it for the first time on Saturday and flying it proudly after that.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Board. Next two items are kind of related to the fire station. First is, we would like to just pass two simple motions. One is to put together or present a proclamation for Saturday's event for station, our fifth fire station with Station 65 in the county numbering system. And the second would be for the 75th anniversary. On Saturday, there will be other organizations and elected officials who will also be presenting their proclamations at the event. So I'll have two motions and we'll have them all typed up with all the details and everything else.
I make a motion to, resolution number 20210823-fire-C, authorization the presentation of a proclamation in recognition of the dedication of the Beavercreek Township Fire Station Number 5 on Saturday, August 28th, 2021.
Second.
Trustee Dean,
Yes.
Trustee Wallace,
Yes.
Trustee Kretz.
Yes.
I make a motion 202-10823-Fire-D. I move to authorize the presentation of a proclamation in recognition of the 75th anniversary of the founding of the Beavercreek Township Fire Department on Saturday, August 28th, 2021.
Second.
Trustee Wallace,
Yes.
Trustee Dean,
Yes.
Trustee Kretz.
Yes.
Thank you, Board. And just as Mr. Zahariff kind of alluded, we will typically call it Station 65. That is the county numbering system, but it is truly the 5th fire station for Beavercreek Township. So that's its formal designation that we will continue to hold. Just in case that squirrely bunch of Greene County chiefs decides to change something up, we always have our own numbering system to fall back on. But you'll hear us probably for the next week stumble over which we're going to call it. The side of the building and the apparatus and the radio designation will be 65, but internally it is fire station number 5.
If we get to 65, you're gonna need a bigger outlet.
We get to 65, I'm going to be retired.
Next item is an update on Station 65.
Actually, I'll let Chief Easter handle this.
Other than this is walking up to say it looks really nice.
We are in the home stretch, so cleaning has begun. They are putting the final touches on all the different trades. Inspections have started. We started with a 24-hour battery test on the fire alarm today, and we'll be hitting all the different trades and inspections this week. We'll see what is noted in the inspections that we have to resolve after that. But we believe we're in good shape to get our temporary occupancy for the event Saturday and the certificate of occupancy after that as soon as we get any critical issues resolved at that point. So we are slightly behind the 330 days schedule from the contract, but we're about 14 days behind total for the project and still remaining within the budget. So.
Chief Easter, I just want to say thank you so much for all that you've done and many hours and minutes that you've put towards this and not during regular time, I'm sure. So
You're welcome.
thank you so much for all that you've headed on this project, and we'll be happy to head you up on another one soon.
You're welcome, but I will pass the facilities torch on to the administrative chief Hawker for the next one. So.
Oh, good.
And I'll just say, don't take your foot off the gas yet.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Thank you.
2 final thoughts on Station 65. One is kind of an encompassing, when you're up there with Chief Easter as you're walking through, if you get a chance to walk through with him on Saturday, one of the things you'll notice is that almost every design decision that's in there, he made sure the crews had input. So why is this here? Well, because the crews thought it would be here because, and it's usually an experience, good or bad, from another station where they either wanted to replicate it or they're like, we can't do that again. That's just crazy. Along with that, on Thursday, he's walking through, and the folks from the shifts that are going to work up there at 65 are going to be part of the punch list. So they'll have an opportunity to walk through and say, hey, this is my bunk room, and I see this defect or whatever else it is, so that they can make sure that it gets on the list and not just him going through with the contractor. So I think that's excellent from that perspective. The other thing is we will not be in service after Saturday. So we are going to dedicate it, and the goal originally was obviously to do that. There's a few things that are probably minor in the grand scheme, but they logistically are troublesome. And the primary one is sealing the bay floor. So that will be done after the event, and obviously we can't inhabit the station for several days while they're doing that. So the actual in-service date will be slightly after Saturday, but we wanted to go ahead and maintain the dedication date since it had already been slated, and it works cooperatively with our 75th anniversary. So.
Well, one thing to add to that is we also included the neighbors, especially with the outside design. So, they have definitely, in the meetings I've had, one neighbor is definitely really likes the fact that it's coming along and always knew there would be a fire station there. So,
We were up there this morning, like I mentioned, and that neighbor was talking to the contractor in the Bobcat when we showed up. So apparently he's been one of our sets of eyes to make sure that things have gone smoothly. So it's been an excellent experience.
Good.
thank you,
Always
board.
nice to have a
Thank you.
neighbor that's got their eyes on your property.
Yes.
Thank you, Chief, for all that you've done also.
Thank you.
Thank you, board. Next item's on page 70 is the biweekly report for the fire department. Are there any questions?
I had no other questions.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Board, that's all I have.
Okay, Ms. Frick,
Nothing right now.
Mr. Rushing.
Thank you, Board. First, you have a resolution to modify our commercial card agreement with Huntington Bank. Last week, our Finance Director, Terry Molden, and I had our annual review with Huntington Bank. It's been a year since we transitioned fully to Huntington Bank as our public funds depository. One of the items that we intended with our first commercial credit card policy that was not as clear as we intended it to be was the total limits of the cards that we have issued with Huntington, and there was some ambiguity with the total limit. The previous policy stated that there was a $50,000 total limit from all the Huntington cards, so that limit was a floating limit depending on which cards were issued. And in addition to that, we incurred a $50 monthly fee for this commercial card program. After speaking with the Huntington staff, there is a $10,000 spend limit. So if we reach a $10,000 spend limit on this commercial card program, the monthly fee is waived. So discussing with staff, one of the items we proposed was to put a reoccurring item on one of our virtual cards, such as utilities or health insurance, or a reoccurring pre-approved item that's pretty much set throughout the year that we can put on the card, and therefore, one, avoid the fee, but then two, as we incur a higher spend balance on these virtual cards, we also get some reward programs back to us that could help us reduce expenditures in the future. I use the term rewards lightly. It's not, travel or other rewards that maybe a consumer would experience. These rewards are very limited by the Ohio Revised Code. They are allowed, but most of them are just expenditure reductions. So we may receive a cash back. Due to the policy, we do report that to the board once a year, so that'll come back later this year. But as noted on page 75, there's the new listing of the cards, very cleanly stating the balance of each card, and nothing has changed besides the last line. Is the virtual cards up to $25,000. Virtual card is a very secure method in order to make accounts payable liabilities. Essentially, it's a one-time payment, so this card disappears, for lack of a better term, at the completion of that purchase, versus a hard static card that's issued in person. So we believe that this is a good resolution to avoiding any sort of monthly card fee, and in addition, meet our AP liability as well.
Questions?
Nope.
I thought it was ironic. The baby's obviously a fiscal conservative because he cried when you first started talking about spending money. And then he
We're saving money. Bring some money back home. There's a resolution on page 73. It can be passed as presented.
Make a motion to adopt resolution number 20210823-FO-A. Resolution modifying the card agreement with Huntington Bank relative to the issuance of commercial purchasing cards for the procurement of goods and services on behalf of Beavercreek Township as presented.
Second.
Trustee Dean,
Yes.
Trustee Wallace,
Yes.
Trustee Krutz.
Yes.
Thank you, Board. Second resolution for your consideration is our annual resolution to accept the rates and amounts from the Greene County Budget Commission. This is a part of the annual budgetary process defining the Ohio Revised Code. As the board recalls, the Greene County Budget Commission did waive the formal requirement of a tax budget. In lieu of that, we adopted estimated revenues for 2022. Tax budget is kind of a misnomer. It can be called a needs budget, for lack of a better term. Every single year, we have to adopt the necessity to collect any outside of the 10 mil limit for property levies and certify that to the County Budget Commission. This is the form prescribed by the County Budget Commission. So I do apologize for the formality and, or the look of it. It's given to us by the county auditor. But it just certifies the amounts and rates to that, the Budget Commission. In return, we will get our estimated certificate of resources. The estimated certificate of resources sets the appropriation limit for each fund, which is used as the basis to adopt the ensuing year's budget. I'd be happy to answer any questions if you have any.
I make a motion accepting a resolution for the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor. Resolution number 202-10823-FIN-B 2022 as presented.
Second.
Trustee Wallace?
Yes.
Trustee Dean?
Yes.
Trustee Gross?
Yes.
This is a little bit different than what you're used to, so this line right here, just sign stated. And the last item I have for the board is a update of our VIP payroll transition. With us, I believe we have our Finance Director, Terry Molden, who can provide a brief update of our transition to VIP payroll as we move forward from Paycor to VIP. So Ms. Molden, thank you.
Good evening. We've been working this past week on updating SSI with our Paycor information. So we've been exporting data out of Paycor and putting that on to SSI, and they've been building our practice payrolls that we will eventually, probably in October, we will be running parallel in October and part in November, and then we're hoping to go live with VIP payroll, the first payroll in December. And we begin our training tomorrow, Wednesday, the 25th.
Great.
I do want to commend the Finance Department. Something to note, Paycor did not play nice with us. They essentially stated that, you know, it's if you want us to transition to another vendor, you have to get all the data and scrub through it yourself. And I know that's been a lot of time-consuming effort, just getting our payroll journals, and you know, as you can imagine, with a full-fledged service as a township, many employees and many odds and ends, and running those parallel payrolls is a laborsome task, to say the least. So I do appreciate our Finance Department for going through all of that and working with the other departments.
Thank you.
And with that,
Thank you.
that's all I have this evening. Thank you.
Very good. MVRPC,
No meeting.
TAC,
No report?
Green County Regional Planning, met in executive session last week. The full commission meets tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock. Beavercreek Township items on the agenda essentially include Beavercreek Township zoning text amendment, Bluegrass Crossing at Stone Hill, White Barn Trails at Stone Hill, and Nathaniel's Grove, Section 10. So, any questions or concerns Mr. Grogan may be able to ask? But everything essentially was recommended for approval through executive. I did not attend executive committee specifically to avoid any conflict of interest. School, Health Department.
No meeting. Next meeting is the next Thursday.
School Superintendent.
I have a meeting next week with the Wednesday with the city manager. Did speak with the superintendent regarding the agreement between the property owner to the east, where, as the board recalls, the Coy Trebine, where the board approved the nursing home project. Part of that was that there was going to be an emergency access between the school's property and nursing home property that will function two ways. One as a temporary emergency access to the nursing home and vice versa to the school. But long-term will end up being a part of the interconnectivity either through sidewalks or bike paths between the two. It was presented the last Thursday to the school board. School board had no issues. It will be on the next board meeting for final approval at their September regular meeting. And that's all I have for that, and I'll have a report next meeting with the city manager.
Anything for the Restoration Advisory Board?
No meeting.
Green County Township Association?
Nothing to report.
And Investment Oversight, I have nothing, Mr. Rushing.
No, just as a follow-up to last meeting, working with staff, we will be including a cash flow investment report at the first board meeting of each month per Trustee Correct's request.
Very good. If there's nothing else to come before the board, I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session under Ohio Revised Code Section 121.22G3, conferences with an attorney for the public body concerning disputes involving the public body that are subject of pending or imminent court action.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
Trustee Wallace.
Yes.
Trustee Kretz.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you for your time tonight, board. Appreciate your patience in working through the issues, so.
Okay, it is 5:49. Do we have a motion to come out of executive session?
So moved?
Second.
Trustee Wallace.
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
Trustee Kretz.
Yes. Anything else to come before the board?
Nope.
Nope.
I'm sorry.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
Trustee Wallace.
Yes.
Trustee Kretz.
Yes. Thank you.